Trigonometric Functions, Part 1 of 2, brought to you by themathprime.com. There are 6 trigonometric functions of a right triangle that we learn in trigonometry, and it forms the basis of trigonometry. As you can see, we have a right triangle here. We've also defined an angle of interest, alpha. It could very well have been this angle here as well, but doesn't really matter. We have chosen this one, and we have named the sides relevant to alpha. This is the side that is adjacent to the angle, the hypotenuse, or the longest side of the right triangle, and this is the opposite side. We also abbreviate adjacent as ADJ, opposite as OPP, and hypotenuse as HYP. The 6 functions that we have in trigonometry are ratios of any two of the right triangle sides. We have sine, also abbreviated as sine, cosine, which is abbreviated as COS, tangent, which is abbreviated as TAN, cotangent, which is abbreviated as COT, cosecant, which is abbreviated as COSEC, cosec, and sometimes also abbreviated as just CSC, secant, abbreviated as sec. So let's take a look at the ratios. The sine is the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. Cosine is the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. Tangent is the opposite divided by the adjacent. Cosec is the hypotenuse divided by opposite. Secant is hypotenuse divided by adjacent. And cotangent is adjacent divided by opposite. Note, if you will, that any two ratios of the same color are reciprocals of each other. So sine is opposite divided by hypotenuse, whereas cosecant, same color, is hypotenuse divided by opposite. So we have simply flipped the names of the sides. So they are reciprocal of each other. Likewise for cosecant, cosine and secant, and tangent and cotangent. Also worthy to note is that tangent can also be said to be sine divided by cosine. So if you were to take these two ratios and divide sine by cosine, you would get opposite divided by adjacent. That concludes this module brought to you by themathprime.com.